Awesome. Well, uh, welcome everybody. Hold on a second. Let me just get my screen set up here and get started. All right. As Dave said, as you come in, go ahead if you want to put your name in the chat, introduce yourself, say where you're coming from right now, what experience you may have with CodeHS, or if you have no experience at all, that's also okay. Just let us know who you are. I'm Don Gamble, and I'm the curriculum developer who created the course. The creating a game in Roblox course is going to be, I think it's going to be a really great addition to what we have at CodeHS. And the genesis of this is definitely, you know, I'm a single dad and I have two young daughters, 9 and 11. And for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been gaming together in this world that at first I didn't know what it was. And then I learned more about it, and it's fascinating. It's this, it's an entire metaverse world, basically. And so let's take a quick look at, you know, what we're gonna learn about here. Whoops. So we're gonna start with an overview of the course, and then who it's for, what it covers, and some other important information to keep in mind when if you are gonna bring this course to your students. We'll look at where you can access all the materials, and I'll give you some systems and technological specifications as well about using it. And then we'll end the webinar with a question and answer session. And feel free to put questions you have into the chat. You can put it into the Q&A section as well. And at the end, I'll make sure I answer all of your questions before we're done today. All right, so let's get started with this. Course overview. Let's take a deep dive into creating a game in Roblox. You'll notice that Carol the dog has various avatar upgrades, which is a big part of the Roblox environment. I actually pay my daughter's allowance in Robux, which is a currency within the game, and you can get upgrades. So we've upgraded Carol. Carol's got a mask and some wings and some clothes there. The course is available now to use. It was launched last week. We're less than a week into the course being available. And so I just want to say welcome. This is an exciting early phase for a brand new course. And I would say it's for students from 4th grade all the way to 12th grade, I would say. My daughter's in 4th grade right now, and she's doing the course at home, as well as my 5th grade daughter as well. And and I should also preface that some of the advice I may give about some of these things, I taught with CodeHS for almost 9 years of the 10 years that CodeHS has been around. And I used it as a free teacher for a long time, and then as a pro teacher for a long time. And I love the product so much that I wanted to be a part of the team. So I might have some other additional questions of yours that I can answer from being a teacher for almost a decade using the product as well. So it's available now, and I'd say 4th through 12th grade could be applied in a number of different ways. High school students, you know, like I said, it's a 1-month course designed for middle school and high school. It's 4th or 5th through 12th. If you were going to use it in the high school, I'd say you might want to give them additional challenges or use it as some sort of a supplement. When I taught high school, I taught both intro CS, like exploring computer science. I taught AP Computer Science A with Java. And I also taught AP Computer Science principles in both JavaScript and Python. And in any of those situations, given my love of gaming as well, I would have found a way to work this in. And there's a lot of different possibilities for that. You know, I would leave it up. Like, for example, if it's for middle school, it's definitely designed with middle school students in mind. But I would have jumped on this as a high school teacher as well. Like, let's say they're learning JavaScript or Python. It might be a nice change of pace, you know, to look at another language. The syntax of Lua, the language that's in Roblox Studio, is somewhat similar to Python. And if I was teaching my AP Java class after the AP test, this is the perfect, perfect change of pace or a nice fun project towards the end of the semester. There's 2 main focuses of the course. First, exploration, building and creating within the metaverse world of Roblox, and an introduction to game design concepts, and what makes a good game, and other systems like that. And then also, the Lua programming language, where students can learn basic programming concepts, where we provide the code, they can copy and paste it onto certain objects or into scripts. And then there's exercises where they can adjust the code slightly to make different things happen. And there's also some challenges in there as well for some of the high flyers that get it really fast, to be able to take the code, and it's all very structured, like this, point out what variables are, what loops are, and conditionals and things like that, to help younger kids understand those concepts in this environment. Who's it for? I mean, it's for students of a wide variety of ages, as I said, kids that want to create rather than just consume or play video games. I mean, I love to play video games, but creating something is a very fulfilling thing. And I feel like it's a great place to spark passion for learning how to code in students. The students will be able to make obstacles, where they're going to be making obstacle courses. They're called obbies in Roblox. And they're going to make obstacles. They're going to create models by joining parts together. So it's got a touch of CAD, like a feel of CAD to it. Adding checkpoints, so that when you get to a certain part in your obstacle course, if you fall to your doom, you start where you left off versus starting at the very beginning every single time. And then some certain concepts of programming will be explained to the students, that are used in all games and pretty much all apps, like variables, loops, conditionals, and stuff like that. I want to be very clear that students do not need any prior coding experience whatsoever to take this. This is an introduction to coding, and it's very structured and scaffolded to let the students learn what these concepts might mean. The scripts that are in there are written, like I said, in the Lua programming language, and that's used in Roblox Studio. And they can copy the code, we give it to them, they paste it into the program, we examine it, and then slightly change it a little bit to see how that affects the game. And then, like I said, there's challenges that they can change it a little further as well, and see how changing the code changes their game or the obstacles. The format it's in some ways it's similar to what we have in our other courses. It's mainly online, a little bit of supplemental offline content, there's a couple of short videos in the beginning, and a relatively new format for us, where rather than videos, there are slides that the students can use to work through as they're building. So there's lesson plans that come with as well, but the slides act as a tutorial as they build and go through it and do this. And like I said, it's similar to a lot of our courses. Although it is similar to the other courses, it is a little unique, along with our Unity course, where the students will be in the CodeHS interface with all of the materials we've prepared for them to learn, but we'll simultaneously have Roblox Studio open as well. And they'll be building their obstacle course and adding the code in that Roblox Studio, in addition to having CodeHS open and being that interface. Like I said, it was designed to be taught over 1 month, but some students, high school kids, or even some middle school kids that I've had in the past in my classes in the summer that are faster than my high school students, might finish it in 2 or 3 weeks. And in that case, there's a whole lot of possibilities for extending and utilizing the course, given the chances to customize and make their obbies more advanced and add more obstacles. It's kind of an infinite progression of different things that could be added in as well. There's 4 modules in the course. In the first module, it introduces the metaverse world of Roblox and the concepts of game design. There are 2 main things. When you hear Roblox, the top picture you see there is Roblox client. And that's where you sign up for a Roblox account and you go, and there's millions of free games, and it's free to play. They mostly make their money through people spending Robux on avatar upgrades and in-game cheat codes and game passes and things like that. On the bottom picture is Roblox Studio. So there's Roblox client, that's where everyone plays the games. And Roblox Studio is where the games are built and created. And then you publish from Studio to the client. And your students will be able to literally have their games in Roblox client by the end of the course. And it's really easy, and it's all free. And it's a very light program compared to Unity. Unity is a very big, somewhat beefy program, and Roblox Studio is very light and streamlined. It runs on relatively older computers. It has a wide variety of computers that it will work on. The second unit is where the students start to build their obstacle course. They learn the interface. They learn how to move parts and rotate them and scale things. And they start building obstacles using parts, and they can change the colors and they can change the materials and things like that. And then the second module ends with them making checkpoints, which are that little gray pad that's on top of there, so that they can start again from wherever they left off in the process. And also at the end of this module, they learn how to save and publish. The third module is where we provide code scripts. Students will be able to use our Lua scripts to make obstacles disappear and then reappear. That's the top picture. In the middle picture is a fading platform, which is one of our lessons, where as soon as the student or the player jumps on the platform, it starts to fade away to nothing, and you have to make sure you get across the platform before it's gone. And then the third lesson is they make a pool of deadly lava and then a path to go across it. And if you touch the lava, your turn is over and you got to go back to the checkpoint and try again. It was kind of fun. I shared this with my colleagues at CodeHS, and Claire, who's here, actually beat the obby. She made it all the way to the end. She was very persistent. She did a good job and got past the deadly lava and all of it. So it was kind of fun to see everybody in the same world, our colleagues. And then when she made it to the end, we were all jumping up and down with joy. That's how you can show that you're happy in the game, start jumping up and down. But this is the third module. And again, it covers basic concepts like variables, loops, conditionals, etc. The fourth and final module, the students kind of utilize the skills and tools from the previous modules to channel their creativity and customize their games to make them unique. And students can go a lot of different directions. They learn about the different, in addition to customizing their game. So this can go on as long as you need it to go on. It could be, we have it set up, each module is set up to be a week, but they can be shortened or lengthened depending on where the students are at in your classes. And in addition to customizing and building out their obbies, we also have, some really cool links to different pathways in the game design industry. Students get to reflect on the course. There's a video, like a game arts demo reel in there. And the final discussion talks a little bit about Ready Player One. There's a quick clip of the trailer for that movie. And then the students are able to discuss their place in the future of the metaverse and have a really cool reflection at the end of the course to kind of tie everything together. And that's the modules that are in the course. How do you access the materials? Hopefully now you're excited about this. As you can tell, I'm excited about it. I really love this stuff. And so to access these materials, you can go to codehs.com/syllabus/Roblox for the syllabus itself. And for the course overview page, it's codehs.com/course/Roblox/overview. And you can screenshot those, or we can share those out to you. We can put them in chat, or whatever you might need if you wanted to go check those things out. So there are some system and tech requirements that you should be aware of. Like I said, it works on almost most of the computers I've ever tried it on. It works. There are some OS recommendations to make sure that it runs smoothly. For PC or Windows, I won't read through all of those things there, but we can share this out with you as well. These are some of the requirements. It can run on PC, it can run on a Mac, it can run on Chromebooks. We've had some questions already coming in about Chromebooks. It just has to be version 53 of Chrome OS or later. And there's something called the Google Play Store that lets it run. It's not supported on Linux yet, and it's not supported on all console systems. I believe it might be on Xbox, but not PlayStation, and I'm not sure why. But hopefully they'll keep adding it to different places. It's very important. I see thank you for mentioning that in the chat as well. That if your school district blocks Roblox, which a lot of school districts do because there's 40 million games on there, and sometimes kids would abuse that, you would have to have a conversation with your IT department or someone at the district level to see if you be able to use it in your classroom, because sometimes it is blocked, similar to the way YouTube is blocked by certain districts and certain schools. So that's something to think about. And I was thinking, well, if I was still in the classroom and my school wanted to block that, I would ask if I could create local accounts where I controlled the passwords, where the students could still use the product and learn about it, and then go home and recreate, be able to log back into their CodeHS account and recreate obbies on their own with their own accounts at home as well. That just a brainstorming way to try to approach this in a positive way with the district and make sure students are on the right path when they're using the product. There are some system and hardware requirements. One of the nice things about Roblox Client, Roblox Studio, like I said, is they require much less in terms of bandwidth and hardware compared to more heavy-duty game engines like Unreal and Unity. And it's really nice. In addition to it being free, it updates automatically. Like every time I go into Roblox or Roblox Studio and they've patched something, it just says updating, little blue bar goes across, boom, and it opens up, and you don't have to reinstall anything. It auto updates forever, basically. Just some general processor, storage space, RAM. It's pretty light though. Like I said, you don't need to have a very heavy duty system to be able to run this, especially, Chromebooks can run it as well. And I would also recommend a 2-button mouse. When designing with CAD or Roblox Studio or anything like that, it just makes the process a lot easier. But you don't necessarily have to have a 2-button mouse if you're using a Chromebook with a trackpad or something like that as well. Here's some mobile system requirements for playing games on Roblox. And I was looking at if Roblox Studio operates on iPad Pros or things like that, and that's up in the air. There's certain, like maybe on a Surface. Yeah, I've used it on the Surface, Microsoft Surface, but the mobile requirements, I'm still kind of, we're still kind of working through this. It's not widely used on mobile yet. Roblox Studio. Roblox Client is on everything. I've played it on my phone with my daughters in the car while we're waiting outside of a place, for practice to end or something like that. And these are just some of the mobile system requirements. Before we start the question and answer, I just wanted to make sure I share some of our upcoming free professional development. These are all here. If you want more information about any of these professional development opportunities, you can just go to codehs.com/freepd. And we've got some really cool stuff coming up. And if you have any questions about the course, Roblox, game design, or just how many hours of research into obby games my 9 and 11-year-old daughters and I have put into this, you can go ahead and put those into the Q&A section. And regardless if you have any questions or not, I really thank you so much for stopping by to learn about this exciting new course. I was really excited to make it, and I'm even more excited to share it with you. As a former teacher, I'm always looking for things to get kids. I was always looking for things to get kids hooked on coding. And I really, I think that this is I think this is going to be big for a lot of kids. I think students are going to love it, and they can take it and customize it. And I've had kids take their stuff that I've given them and run, like just scamper off with it basically, and create stuff that I had no idea they'd be able to do it. This seems like one of those opportunities. You're giving the kids the key to unlock a door that they're going to go through. And when they come back, who knows what they're going to create. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those. Yes, I think this would be really good in your game design course, Darren. I think it would. And the team create feature as well, Yago, I agree. Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, all of you that came by today. wish that I could jump and teleport to all of your classrooms and see the like look on the kids' eyes when they like, I can make games. Yes, you too can create. Were there any Q&A questions, Claire, that came in?
No, we're good. I think we answered a few along the way in the chat, but we can hang on for a few more minutes if anyone has any more questions.
Absolutely, Glennon. I say go ahead and jump in and use this. Use it, and then feel free to email me, Don Gamble at CodeHS, and tell me anything about it, or I want to collaborate with any of you that come up with really good ideas, or in the future, if it becomes really popular with students, that there could be extensions of this where it could become a semester or a year-long option in the future based on student and teacher interest, and seeing what comes up with. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I did not create the Unity course. That were some of my colleagues before. I just started with the company just 4 or 5 months ago, and the Unity course was made before I got there. But I started taking the Unity course before I started working at CodeHS, because I used to use Unity in my classroom as well, because C# is so close to Java that it's Microsoft's Java basically, that I was able to provide students with certain scripts in Unity and as a change of pace for the APCS A class, just to go over certain concepts and just to build video games. I mean, all the students that are there. You want to meet the students where they're at. They're gaming. Many of them are gaming. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, APCS Principles is such a fun course. I really enjoyed teaching that. It was the Java class was fun to teach as well, but the Principles class, there was so many directions we were able to go with it. Well, Glennon, if you taught CS Principles with Python, I think that this could slot into that. I mean, the more you learn about the Lua programming language, although it's more of a scripting language than the way that Python is a little more object-oriented and whatnot, but you'll see there's a lot of similarity in the syntax, the way that they're written. So if someone learned Python, they could see Lua and understand it pretty easily. I kind of wish I could see everybody too. See everyone's face, but like, hey. I can see Glennon, we're going back and forth between JavaScript and Python would be a challenge sometimes, because they're quite different. They're both great introductory languages, but they're quite different in the way that you accomplish the same things. Ryan, welcome. It's okay that you got here at the end. Claire, I do believe that this will be posted, right? This webinar will be posted.
Yep, we'll share the recording and the slides via email after this. So Ryan, I'll make sure you're on that list.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kinsley, we love collaboration at CodeHS. You can always reach out to us as you start to teach, or if you're new to CS or you're new to teaching in general, we're here to help you to do this. I was a new teacher of CS at one time as well, and I found CodeHS and I used it forever up until I wasn't in the classroom full time anymore. So, and everybody always answered all the questions I had when I was a client. And I love being a part of the team that can help answer your questions now. So whichever of our courses you decide to use, there's always that little intercom, that little mic button in the bottom. You can ask us questions. Yeah, you know, you can email me if it's questions about this course, whatever you need to have us facilitate you facilitating greatness in your students. That's what we're here for, to help you to do that. So, all right. Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of our community and using, you know, our courses and helping the students to do great things, you know, helping the students to find a passion for coding in whatever way works best for them. I'm convinced it's through gaming, but that's just me. I'm a gamer ever since I was a kid, starting with Atari, or actually Commodore 64. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a good point that you brought up there, Glennon, is it doesn't have to just be students. Like my kids right now are doing this course and they absolutely love it. I mean, granted, we play the games all the time, but they were asking me questions like, wait a minute, so this code, that's why every time I hit the lava, I fall to pieces and have to start over again? And I'm like, yes, there it is. There's the pull back the curtain. There's the Wizard of Oz is the code.
All right, so it looks like that's about all we have for time. Thank you guys for joining us. And we will make sure that we send out the video and slides shortly.
Yes, thank you so much for coming by. I look forward to hopefully connecting with you. Join our Facebook group for CodeHS educators, both the AP group and also just the CodeHS educators group. If you want to have continuing conversations with us or suggest any kind of product features or products or things like that. So please feel free to join our Facebook groups as well.